my
Had,
gosh.
had me jamming right there for a minute.
I know. Get your jam on. That's what we talking about. Oh my gosh. We are back in effect. Talk on Tuesdays. Well, not taco on Tuesdays, but we're back and we want to let you guys know interludes. We are here and we have Coach Tony. He's
There you
here.
go.
Woo-hoo!
Crowd going
We
crazy right now.
I
Three-pointer
know
for the point.
I we are on our Interludes channel streaming every Tuesday on our Facebook private group fan base, under LinkedIn, under Pure Lighthouse Media, and now we're available on Pod TV Roku channel. If you'd like to be a sponsor on our platform, book time with us at linktr.ee/Pure Light Media. And we are celebrating 100 episodes of Interludes, our audio platform that's released every Wednesday. And then we also want to let you guys know, please go ahead and support our Riddles Clean Comedy virtual show featuring Mr. Rommel, Val the Voice Johnson, Donald Owens Jr., and host Jury O'Neill. Get your on-demand tickets here, and Kevin, Mr. Springer, will put it in the chat. We appreciate Mr. Springer. Oh my gosh. But anyway, we want to say hello to who's in the chat. Hello there. There is Bruce. Good to see you.
Bruce,
Oh
Bruce.
my Bruce, we appreciate that. And then Mr. Springer is holding it down in the chat, letting you guys know what's going on. Oh my gosh. It
I told
is
you, Val.
what's up?
Mr. Springer's like the orchestra at a symphony hall. He just orchestrating it. I like that.
Yeah, he's holding it down and he represents me in the best of Brooklyn everywhere. So that's what I'm talking about. But oh my gosh. Well, you know what? I am going to go right into it. I found out about, have you heard of the Black News Channel, Coach Tony?
Yes, with none other than my man Byron Allen himself.
Oh my gosh. Yes. So there was a news article that just recently came out that talked about, it's less than a year and a half, and the Black News Channel had unfortunately laid off everyone, then went bankrupt.
Yeah.
And it's back and it's under a new name. And now it's supposed to expand the mission to educate a wider public. Oh my gosh, I'm excited about this. It is now known as the Black News Channel. And Byron Allen, Byron Allen was a comedian at one point, right?
That's correct. I remember getting in trouble, as a kid, Val, staying up late at night watching a TV show. Man, I had to go to bed. Back during the like this cat, and he had that dry kind of humor, but he was funny. You know what I mean?
Right. And there's a picture of him getting his star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. He has owned a few, the Weather Channel and a few other channels where he's purchased it. And there's just not enough Black owners of media. And Byron definitely represents that. And I'm thinking, oh my gosh, this is pretty huge. What do you think of Mr. Allen's latest media Mongol move?
Well, first of all, it's like playing a game of Monopoly, right? Cha-ching, cha-ching, right? So, don't pass go, you don't get a get out of jail card, right? So this is phenomenal. I tell you something, Val. I didn't realize that Byron Allen also was the owner of the Weather Channel. I watched that religiously. A lot of people probably don't know that.
They don't. Yeah. And this is what Byron Allen adds more inclusion in news and media with this purchase. So he becomes one of the few that owns, and it's news. So that's great. And I think it's the Griot. I think it was named the Griot, but now it's called the Black News Channel.
Well, a couple of things here. One, a lot of people don't probably realize that as the Weather Channel purchaser, when he bought that channel, it became the first Black to own a subsidiary like that in the same space of your CNNs and your news stuff like that. And the Griot, he named it for the simple fact that he didn't really want the stations to be called really the Black News Channel because there's a stigma to that. So he changed to Griot because it's an African proverb, means to tell a story. And so he wanted storytelling, And that's what it is. And then I like the point, he talked about, when you listen to news, obviously in our community, news is what? Slanted, right? Perfect example. You're from Chicago, so am I. But when, Mr. 44th was in the House, you heard about Chicago. What did you hear? Violence and street stuff, right? You never hear about the good things that Chicago have to offer, or maybe New York or something of that nature. And what
Right.
Mike Allen was saying is, say, he wants to change the stigma because I don't know if you realize, Val, if you take all the high priced executives in the media space and put their salaries together, do you know that those salaries equal more than BET makes in a year?
That's very easily to understand. Yeah, just the salaries of folks that are ugh, the heads of I feel like they're the heads of state, but literally the heads of
Correct.
these media companies, yeah.
So so to see Byron do something like this and to give us an opportunity is just phenomenal. And coming from the Johnny Carson world and the comedian stage, which somebody I know named Val the Voice and Mike Wamble on the riddles, right? Da-ding, da-da-doom. You never know where this is going to go.
Yeah, so I think it's exciting for that, and congratulations to Byron Allen and now the newly renamed the Grio, and they'll be broadcasting at a channel near you as Byron Allen becomes one of the few folks that has transformed a news channel into the Grio.
And I'm gonna tell you something else real quick, Val, about Byron. A lot of people don't know, maybe. Do
Mhm.
you know that he is right now in the midst of trying to purchase the Denver Broncos NFL team? And if he does, he will also set another record for the first Black African American to own an NFL team. And that means them boys at the table got to move things around.
And
First, first and 10, baby.
it's a shame it's 2022 and we're still saying the first Black, the first Hispanic, the first person of color. It's
Asian, correct.
disturbing, but hey.
And when I hear things like that, even when I was looking at the story, it just speaks to what our, Dr. King, Malcolm X, Brother Reverend Jackson, right there in Chicago, Ralph Abernathy, these other guys have done, Julian Bond, these other guys have done to lay the foundation before us. And
Mhm.
just to think, what 50, 60, almost 70 years later, we're still fighting that same battle. Now, don't get me wrong, a few of us have slipped through the crack, right? It's a crack. So you know, you're walking on the sidewalk, you got a crack in the sidewalk. A few people may stumble.
Well, the one thing that I'm stumbling on is this new situation that's about to happen with our favorite. I don't know if anyone else's favorite, Walmart and Paramount Plus.
Oh my God.
I don't know. This is big news. There's a new subscription retail service will offer its members Paramount Plus as a part of its membership. I don't. I'm trying to figure all this out. I believe yes, it is Walmart. They have membership, and then it's Paramount Plus, and they're bringing it together. But guess who they're directly competing against?
Let me hear this. Let me hear this.
It's up they're competing against dun, 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 Amazon.
Oh my.
Amazon Prime Video. There's a lot of people that don't know, even to this day, that there's an entire section of movies, original content series on Amazon Prime. And now Walmart and Paramount have come together and they're going to try to hit that big chunk that Amazon Prime Video has bitten into. What do you think? You watch Amazon Prime?
Well, I'm not really a big Prime person, I'm
Okay.
more, only because I stay kind of busy. But when I do get an opportunity to watch them, I got thrown into that Netflix game. You know what I mean? But
Yeah.
I hear so much about Amazon Prime, is plus the stuff they make a lot of deliveries. I can tell you that.
Oh, most definitely, most definitely. Did you see the Coming to America sequel?
Yes.
Yeah, so if you
That was
saw it,
funny.
that was a part of Amazon Prime, and it was only released on Amazon Prime, which was
Oh,
huge at the time because that was a movie that was scheduled slated to be released in the theaters, and Amazon pretty much just tap danced and said, "Hey, come over to us and only release with us, and we'll get you a few million households where you can come on in and they can stream exclusively here." And so Walmart and Paramount, I wanted to show this again. uh, Paramount, I believe, has a few channels that we're familiar with. If I'm okay, go back to that situation. Okay, we're skipping around here.
right.
Okay, Amazon. All right, so Paramount has CBS, Nickelodeon, Comedy Central, MTV, BET, and the Smithsonian Channel. So there is a lot under the umbrella of
Oh, yeah.
Paramount Plus. So they'll be bringing all of those titles under all of those networks to
Wow.
the combo of Paramount and Walmart. So I think, Coach, this is going to be huge.
It's gonna be a game. So you mean I can call up DirecTV and Dish and tell them to kick rocks?
That's the problem. There's a lot of people that have already called Dish and DirecTV and regular cable because as television as you know it has been completely revolutionized because of what
Right.
happened with Netflix literally back in 2006, 2007 when Netflix emerged and pretty much put Blockbuster and Hollywood Video completely out of business, which is nuts.
And do
Yeah,
you know
and
the one
so
show
and
that I go say, the one show that really pushed Netflix into that next category
what
because
was
it was
that?
during the pandemic when the pandemic hit. Do you know what that show was?
What was that? Hmm.
The Heist
The Heist, okay, and that was exclusively on Netflix
on
or
Netflix, exclusively on
okay,
Netflix, and it was ridiculous. And they said it was the and that what it ended up being a French version. I mean not French, but a Spanish version of the
okay.
content. But they redid it in every language, and it became a hit. And the
Wow.
funny part about it was, it only got about 100,000 views in like 13 months overseas. And Netflix
Mm.
came in, paid these guys, and said, "Let me bring it to the United States. And depending on what goes on, if we get more than 100,000 views, we'll pay you for what you had, and then double that, and we'll keep the content." They did that in the first 30 days.
Wow. I
And then they
and
took the content.
I was checking out the chat. Felicia Oliver says Prime versus Paramount. You who's gonna win, coach?
Well, here's a couple of things that you can look at, Felicia. Let me ask you the question. And the question would be, are you a Walmart shopper? If you're a Walmart shopper, then you got to take a look. And I would say it depends on that, because from what Walmart is saying is how they want to beat Amazon is they want to offer incentive deals inside of the store. For example, if you join with Walmart as a membership and include Paramount Plus with it, anything that Walmart has in a local store that you order, you're going to get that in the same day instead of 2 days with Amazon, right? If you also are like they have in the South Val, Kroger's has a Kroger
Okay.
gift card so that if you buy so much groceries, you can get gas. So Walmart is now saying, we're going to also extend this to our gas program. And oh, by the way, if you have a Sam's Club, you can do the same at Sam's Club. So they're trying to use their internal and things they've got going on to incentivize other people. Now,
Yeah.
Amazon is saying, that's cool. I got you, Walmart. But on the backside of this, our content program, our delivery, and Walmart, I think, only has like what, 200,000 products that's within that store.
Right.
Amazon has a million. So
Yeah.
that's a huge difference.
They're the jerk a juggernaut. Am I saying that correctly?
Juggernauts. Right.
And it's extremely huge. But I think between who's gonna win between that and definitely Bruce says he is not a Walmart shopper at all.
I got you, Bruce. But if I told you that you can sit in your house, Bruce, and order that you wanted from Walmart and have it delivered today and get a discount on your gas, I think you may change a little bit.
Yeah, and so Felicia says she occasionally shops at Walmart, but she's all about shopping on Amazon all day, every day, I guess.
Oh wow! So my what you order, Felicia? What you order every day?
She's a shopper. So this combination works for people like Felicia, people that like Walmart. I like Paramount Plus and I like some of the titles and cable stations or, networks that are associated with. So I think that might be, coach, a good combination and they will give Amazon Prime and their titles a run for its money. That's what I feel. So look for it. Amazon and I'm sorry, Paramount and Walmart. That is coming,
Yeah,
coming, coming. Now, what did you do this weekend? I wanted to find out. What did you have going on this weekend?
Val. I don't know if you remember. You a big Martin fan, right?
I love Martin. That was a fun show.
So do you remember the episode when Cole kind of screwed up and he was Martin's assistant and Charles Barkley was on the show and Charles tried to come on and Cole accidentally kicked him off and he told, Charles, hey, I'm with Martin. And when he blow up, I blow up.
Mm-hmm.
I had to blow up this weekend, Val. Kicked it off with my one every year I put something together in Nashville in the Southeast region for the high school kids. And this year we presented our best in class showcase series here in Nashville. I was excited about it. 130 kids came through. One of the largest events in the last few years, especially since it's definitely the largest event pre or post COVID. Those are my high school guys. I had
Wow.
those are high school crew. Then I had the sophomores and the freshmen as well showed up, and 5 or 6 college coaches came in. These kids came in, competed from the jump. Val, it was an all day event, and 5 kids got college scholarships, and just made me happy. Uh,
Oh.
some of these kids have been competing on their travel basketball for the entire summer, and they came into my showcase for one day and walked away with an opportunity to go. And then that right there, if you guys
Mm-hmm.
don't know, that's my main man, Blaine, the hitman Bishop, the original Houston Oiler back when Earl Campbell was playing, Mr.
Oh
Hall of
wow.
Fame with the Tennessee Titans. So he stopped by because he and I we laugh and joke on the radio show. He has a live radio show here in Nashville, and
Mm-hmm.
it was just great to see, the guys who have made next level stop in and really look at the young kids, and give their advice and their wisdom to how to make it to the next level. It was real good.
Oh, wow, and this was just a great, time with the kids just getting to the people that wanna get into, collegiate sports or possibly a chance at the NBA. This was a good showcase for them?
Oh, great showcase. I mean, once again, Val, we probably had about out of the 100 and something, we voted the top 20 kids in the entire showcase. But those kids are going to have the opportunity to be ranked amongst the best of the best in the state of Tennessee, and I like it. And I put it out as well. If you got people out here, Mr. Springer, since you my man that puts out, if you're looking and you got an opportunity, you want me to bring this showcase in your area, please let me know. Get in touch with us. We're here every Tuesday. Hit the subscribe button. Obviously, Val, right? Hit the subscribe button so that you get this show every week and get in touch with me, and we'll definitely bring it to your area. So it was real good. But enough about me, Val. I just want to know, looking at you. You was in attendance, I heard, this weekend at a community theater. What you doing there?
Oh my gosh. I was invited to see a great play, a stage play, and it was written by Christine Houston. And let me let you know about her. She is a playwright where you remember the NBC show 227? That
Yes.
show on
Love that stuff.
NBC?
Yes.
Right, exactly. So her stage play was the basis of that show, and it's
Okay.
called 227, and and a little play on words, and it literally it starred local actors, Felicia McNeil, Mel Robertson, my friend from church, Edwards. He did a great job, kind of an all-star show playing at ETA Creative Arts Theater here on the south side of Chicago. And it's the first show, Coach, that was performed in the space since the pandemic shut everything down back in
Oh
2020.
wow.
So, Coach, community theater is back in effect. I truly
There you
enjoyed the
go.
show and love the comedy because definitely you saw some things happening, but that's Christine. And here's a part of the cast that showed up there. And I was really happy to take a picture with Clemente. He's the guy in the center. And
Okay.
there's some people that's a part of a actor showcase, which is really fun. They do acting workshops and things in and around the Chicagoland area, and they do plays. Some get on, Chicago-based shows like Chicago Fire, Chicago PD.
Oh wow, that's my show.
It's a real big whoop. And then Felicia's like whoop whoop 227 whoop whoop. She also was there. A few of my other friends, Angela, Lita, people that I see and enjoy being around via church. But it felt really good to support this play and to kind of learn about the history of Christine Houston. And this is based on her life here in 1950s
Oh wow.
Chicago. Yeah,
So that, that,
1950
that, that
Chicago.
that's
Yep.
and that's 1950 Chicago. Now ETA Theaters, Val. Exactly. Where's that at again?
That's on South Chicago, and
Okay.
that's
Yeah, I
here
thought.
in the 70s. And I kept driving past there thinking, oh my gosh, are they still there? Because my mom used to get their flyer in the mail every month, and
Right.
when I was home back in Chicago with visiting, she'd be like, "Hey Val, let's go see a play over at ETA." And I knew it's literally like 10 minutes away from my house. So I'm like, "Oh, that's no problem." And yeah, it's Clemente Edwards is a fellow Chicago White Sox fan. Okay.
Boom.
Thanks,
Go,
Bruce.
son. Round the
That's
bases,
something I
Bruce.
wouldn't have known.
Round the bases, Bruce. Round the bases, baby. Hey, hey, Bruce. Can't be no bigger than me. I'm talking about old school. I'm talking about old school Ozzy and Harold Baines type stuff, baby.
Oh my gosh. So, guys, if you're in the Chicagoland area and you want more information about the stage play 227, please visit etacreativearts.org. And the play 227 will be at ETA until August 28th, 2022. So, please, if you're here in Chicago, go ahead and support the ETA Creative Arts, because my mom and I have been, well, when she was living, we were supporting it the entire time it's been around. So I'm excited about that. I gotta go on Facebook and see who this is, who's spelling my name correct, which I really appreciate. Hey, what's up? Thank you, Kevin, for putting that in the chat. I appreciate you.
Hey, man. Val, you about to blow up? I told you. Boom, boom. When you blow up, I'll blow up, Val.
Well, let's move from community theater to the sister of the Beehive's true love, Solange Knowles. Oh my
I like
goodness.
Solange. You
I
beautiful
do.
Solange.
I know. And I like her music. She had a song I think called, I forgot the name of that song. But I was a fan. I've been a fan of her sound for a good long while. Let me bring her up here. Oh wait, go back up. Okay, great. So beyond, I'm sorry, Solange is who's a more impressive artist? I'm gonna put that in the chat. Is it
Ooh,
Beyonce or
ooh,
Solange? There we
ooh.
go.
That's a debate.
Uh,
I got to go back to Destiny's Child for that one.
so thank you. Somebody just told me the name of the song that I'm a fan of. It's called Cranes in the Sky. It
Yeah,
has,
Crazy in the Sky, yes.
yeah, that has a very hypnotic beat to it. And then she just kind of has this, driving beat, driving force, and it kind of gets you in this mood of, you know, what is life? I'm questioning the meaning of everything. And so I
Right.
kind of like the vibe of that song, and that's really exciting. But according to entertainmentweekly.com, the New York City Ballet announced that performing artist and occasional pop star will write an original score for the as yet untitled ballet by choreographer Gianna Reeson. The ballet will premiere at New York City Ballet's annual fashion gala on September 28th. What you think, coach? I mean,
But I
I
told
this might I don't know. I feel like I might want to go to New York and see that. I don't know.
I think I'm going to grow with you, Val. You know what I'm saying? I told you I'm a great fan of Solange. I've always thought that to be a sibling of a mega superstar, not just a
Ooh.
superstar, but a mega superstar. It's like being a younger brother of Michael Jordan, right? You know, right? I mean, go back and think, go back and look at Eddie and those boys. Eddie tried to have a career with the Bulls and a pro career, but he wasn't Michael. You know what I mean? Because
Right.
he kept getting compared that way. And Solange,
Mhm.
I think that she's done a great job. And I think she's going to compose some really, really great musical pieces that's going to highlight a really great live performance for the ballet. And it's going to be one of those things that's going to take New York by storm. I think it's going to be awesome. And I'm glad to see her cutting her own cloth instead of living off that. Because sometimes when we have those big time brothers and sisters, we live off them and then try to make our way. I think being that she said, "Hey, I was there from the beginning," so I think she's trying to make her own cloth, and I think it's excellent.
Yeah, and my thing is that she has her own sense of style
Yep.
and will wear her hair in an afro and you look around and be like, "What? What?"
You better
And
you
to
better
me
you
that
better go down there and get some lusters. People don't know about that lusters, do they, Val? They don't know about that lusters.
so
That that,
I
that
just
pink that pink luster.
I mean, be nappy and proud. And my thing is that this is something that would definitely want to see in person. I would love to see how the New York City Ballet is going to interpret her music. So that is going to be interesting to see because I'm a huge fan of Alvin Ailey. I'll just put that out there. I'm a
Right.
huge fan of Alvin Ailey, and to watch how Alvin Ailey interprets Stevie Wonder, Rainey Harris, and a few other choreographers that are popular over at Alvin Ailey. They have a way of choreographing things where people are just moving to the bass line, not the beat, the
Oh yeah.
bass line of a song. They jerk their bodies around and just do something. And I'm up in the New York City Center, just like,
Right.
yeah, I have to
That's
calm
just
down.
like I
I don't
love
want
the Eric B. and Rakim, don't sweat the techniques. Boom, 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 boom,
yes,
boom, boom,
that
boom.
bass
So
line.
that
Yes.
thing. And I seen Alan Avery do something really huge with Stevie Wonder's,
Mhm.
and just I think it was the old birthday song, just the bass line from that Happy Birthday, which is of course a Black national anthem at any birthday party, right? So,
Yeah.
but that baseline, like you said, sometime, and then to see these dancers choreography their own movement is just like swans. It's awesome.
Yeah. So it'll be good to see that. And now I find myself at some of these live performances shazamming the music because I'm thinking that sounds very modern because you know other dance troops they'll dance to very I'm assuming very dated material, but now
Right.
if you want the younger generation to come and support the arts. It's no longer people our age, Tony. It's literally we're now millennials and then now
Oh no,
Generation
I'm
Z.
I'm just 30.
Oh yeah, yeah, exactly. You right. So you're with the younger generation. So I'm just saying that they gotta. That's probably number one reason why they're bringing in a millennial because they want to attract to
Correct.
millennials. Completely, 100% get that. Oh
I
my
mean,
gosh.
you got to think about it. Think about what you just said a moment ago. Think
Mhm.
about that Shazam. Val, go back to NCC and think about it. We had Shazam. You know what I'm saying?
I
So
know.
this is back. We were in school. I tried to explain to my son, and some of my kids play ball for me. And I said,
Right.
some of this music you guys are listening to, I was there in school doing the original artists, man. These are original
Yeah.
tracks that were just being dropped by NWA and Dr. Dre and Ice Cube and and Scarface, Willie D. I could go on and on. Nas, Jay Z, early Jay Z, and these were original tracks, and now they're being remade into these big old hits. But imagine if back in that mid '80s, early '90s, that we could Shazam something. Oh my goodness!
Yeah. Yeah, and so the technology is so advanced now, and I'll tell on myself, I've been watching the series Grownish, and there's a lot of newer music that's coming that's being used on this show that I'm thinking, I don't know who this is. So I'm sitting here shazamming and learning who these artists are, and I'm like, oh, that's Summer Walker. Oh,
Right.
oh, that's Petey Pablo or whoever. It's
Right.
somebody that I don't know or I don't necessarily 100% recognize.
Sure.
And now I'm understanding that if music doesn't break through to like I don't know, international, whatever you want to call it, I'm gonna
Right.
miss it. So, and
I'm telling you.
I don't want to miss it. I don't want to miss it. I want to catch it.
Exactly right. And I'm gonna give you one movie that'll make you Shazam every song, and I think is one of the best movies that I've personally seen. That's Queen's Bohemian Rhapsody. That
Wow.
movie is ridiculous.
Yeah.
It is absolutely awesome. I mean, from everything that they had all the way until "We Are the Champion of the World." You would amaze. You know, a lot of people get amazed of some of the songs that these guys made, and you Shazam those. I'm talking about these are early '80s, late '70s, Val, that are still hits today that they're
Yeah.
playing as like movie themes. It's crazy.
I know. And according to Mark Lee, coach, he thinks you're doing a great job as a co-host.
Hey, hey, Mark, put me in the game, Mark. Put me in the game, man.
You see what he says? I mean, look out, Mr. Wamble.
Hey, 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 Mark. That's why I play the game, Mark. You got to put pressure on the starting lineup, man. Yeah, I'm trying to win the Super Bowl. Trying to win the Super Bowl.
Oh my gosh. Well, we're moving into your section, which is sports. And I
Yeah.
think now the NBA retires Bill Russell's number 6 league wide. But here's my thing. LeBron gets grandfathered into the change. What is that? What is that all about? Explain it to me. I don't know.
Well, I want to hear from Bruce and I want to hear from Mark, especially on these two, because those are my guys. I think
Mhm.
it's funny because here's the crazy part about it. When Jackie
Mhm.
Robinson's number got retired, right?
Mhm.
Nobody got grandfathered. Absolutely
Really?
nobody. Period.
Hmm.
I don't care if you wore it 1,000 times or 1,000,000 times. Number 44 got retired around the league. And now Russell, number 6, if that's the case, let's go back to the dream team, right?
Ah.
And let's retire because those guys were the original wore the low numbers. And I don't think that LeBron, and I know some of these guys are gonna hate me, and I'm a LeBron fan. Trust me, I say it all the time. I love his philanthropy off the court. I just don't like the way he cry on the court. But I think that Russell, I can look at this in two ways, Val. On the left hand, you got a great like Russell that went through prejudice Boston, in Mike's word. Mr. Wamble, I'm gonna help him out because he's not here. But we went to prejudice Boston in the 1960s
Yeah.
and won the
There's
most rings
photos
that
from
the
the 60s.
franchise has ever
Mhm.
won, right? The franchise have never won any, they had not even come close to what Russell did. And then he turns around and becomes what, Val? The first ever black NBA coach, right?
Mhm.
And then
Mhm.
and then he becomes the first black, basically secondary commissioner, because he was the commissioner to all the black greats, that had an opportunity to come underneath him and set that precedent of what the NBA statute. And he never was knocked off his rock. He was always about, blacks. And I remember listening to CBS a few weeks ago, and he was on with Nate Burleson. I think it was his last interview about a year ago, and they asked him, Mr. Russell, if basketball was king or you had to do something with your life, what's the most difficult thing you had to do? And he answered saying, just being me, Bill Russell. And the guy said, it wasn't basketball. He says, no, basketball came easy. That's what I did every day. You know what I mean? But
Wow.
once I stepped away from the court, just being Bill Russell, that was tough because the same fans that cheered for him in the Boston Garden called him the N word and these racial slurs the moment he left the garden and hit the street in the 60s. So
Yeah.
that's got to be hard. And a lot of these young guys don't know it. Once again, going back to my camp, Val, these are the things I'll talk to these young guys about. People that laid the pavement before them, giving them the opportunity to do the things they're doing today.
Yeah, and according to an article in Yahoo Sports, the number 6 will forever belong to Bill Russell in the NBA. And the league also agreed with the NBPA to permanently retire Russell's number 6 across the NBA. And it's the first time ever a player's number has been retired across the league. Commissioner Adam Silver said the move will ensure Russell's transcendent career will always be recognized. So for all that he did for the NBA, I think this is the right move.
Oh yeah, you couldn't do Will Chamberlain, right? Because he had about 10,000 women with him. You know what I'm saying? So
Well, I don't know what to say.
you couldn't do Will still, you know,
Hmm.
because Will. But Russell, I think there's a great move. I think Adam has done a great job. You know, again, Val, you're looking at a league that, in my opinion, even if you have some football guys, and I talk to a lot of football guys, good friends with a lot of pros that I converse with back and forth. They love how Adam Silver and the owners of the NBA run the NBA because they allow the players to have a say so. You know, the owners understand. Sit back and let Val, Tony, and Mike Wamble play together, and let them be champions. I'll just make the money, right? But if I break them up, then they're gonna compete against each other. I'm never gonna come back and win a championship. I'll be good, but I won't win a championship. You know, thus looking at what's going on with the movement with none other than Kyrie Irving, right? With the Brooklyn Nets and Kevin Durant. Now Kyrie Irving says now, Val, that last year, although they banned him from playing because of COVID, right? Because of the NBA rules and because of the New York rules in general, Kyrie Irving now comes back to say, hey, I can't play no more than 60 games. And oh, by the way, I'm not playing no games back to back. So that would be just like you telling Mike or Mike telling you, hey, Val, I know I'm doing the show talk on Tuesday, but on Wednesdays, it's all about me. I'm going to need triple pay for that. It don't make any sense. And I think that Kyrie has personally, in my personal opinion, he has been the focal point of running that franchise in the ground and making that
Hmm.
purchase by Jay-Z a bad purchase. You know, a lot of people don't know Jay-Z owns that team with Brooklyn. You know, he's got the
Houston. I think
right,
he sold his
right, so
right
it's right to it.
for the
I
Nets, but
don't
he
blame
got
him.
him over there. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't blame him. I sold it too. I'd have sold it the moment it happened. You know what I mean? Because it's going to ruin his name, and especially what he's trying to do with Rockefeller. And I think Kyrie, in my personal opinion, is a great young man. I think he's
Mhm.
a tremendous ball player, but I think he's using the NBA for his political stage in the wrong way.
Yeah, I don't. My thing is that we should not politicize health. It's
Right.
literally the health of you as other players, and we COVID was a brand new. This was something that we just didn't understand and couldn't and wasn't dealing with. We dealt with it, but the way we dealt with it was to get vaccinated. And so my
Right.
thing is that if you remember, we go back years and years ago when um, I believe Magic Johnson ended up getting or having HIV.
HIV.
He
Right.
he retired. I
Correct.
mean, he could have continued to play, but
So
all of them, they brought him back for the NBA Dream Team for the 1992 Olympics, and he literally had to have that conversation with everyone playing on the team. Are you okay with me being on this team with me, knowing about my HIV status? Because at that
actually,
time, that
it
was
was
kind of that was it. Yeah, go ahead. I'm
yeah.
sorry.
No, I was gonna say it was actually in reverse.
It was in
So what
reverse.
happened was,
Okay,
yeah, what happened was the Dream Team was the best team ever put together,
pretty much.
hands down. You know, there would never
Mhm.
be another team. They tried, but they could. But the Dream Team was the best. And what happened was Magic had played with these guys on the Dream Team, and then the season came, And he was like,
Oh, okay.
Karl Malone in particular, Mr. Malone didn't get a ring. Get the heck out of here because Jordan had to kill you on his last game. Excuse me. Um, had to tell he didn't want to play. And Magic was like, wait a minute. I just came from the last 4 months spending all of May, June, July, and August in the Olympics with you, playing side by side, practicing every day, sweating in the gym, bumping and grinding. And now the NBA season is getting ready to start the following year. You now say you can't play with me when I just played with you the whole entire summer. And so Karl Malone was like, oh, it's different. And then it started the roar of other players started to say, Gary Payton and a couple other people started to jump in. Yeah, I don't know about this HIV because, like you said, Val, we didn't know
We
enough
didn't know.
about the situation.
We
Unlike the
didn't.
COVID early on, everybody had to get vaccinated and do this and do that. And it got to the point where the entire world, not the country, think about it. When Magic Johnson had HIV, only a few places shut down because they were learning about it. It was strictly towards sexual situation. When
Right.
COVID hit, the entire world shut down. Germany,
Right.
London,
Hmm.
Paris,
Oh my gosh.
Australia, Spain, you name it, shut down. And we had to figure out, say, something, this looks like it's not going nowhere, so we're going to have to figure out how to live with it and protect ourselves. So, when you're looking at the situation like that, I think Kyrie Irving could have done a better job because now the one of the best players on the planet in Kevin Durant is probably not ever going to get another ring
Wow.
because of it.
Yeah, and I don't I hope that doesn't happen because I when I was in Brooklyn, I was rooting for the Nets.
Right,
I was happy that they came to Brooklyn. They were not too far away from me on Atlantic Avenue, Flatbush. It was one
right.
train to go see it, and I saw a couple of games in person. I rooted for them. Now, when they played against the Bulls, I rooted for the Bulls. I'm not gonna play. So,
If not, we're gonna tear the club up. There
you
you
know,
go, Jordan, all day, every day.
but I got love for Brooklyn. But my thing is that you mm, a team sport takes everybody. And if you are being distracting away from the team, from whatever you got going on, are you thinking about your teammates ultimately? And I don't think
Yep.
you are.
Nope.
You're putting all that focus on yourself. I don't want to play because I have my rights to, not be sick, whatever he came, whatever reasons that Kyrie came up with. So I'm thinking, no, it's a team. We lose
Right.
together as a team. We win together as a team. We can
Well,
win and focus in on the game and not focus in on COVID because I think that's how
hey,
I'm gonna. That's how we're gonna stay healthy.
that's exactly how we go do it. And Val, I tell my guys all the time, whether I win by one or win by 21, I still get the W, right? Whether I lose by one or get blown out by 100, I still get the loss. So you got to play as a team. And speaking of that, that's exactly what's going on with the situation with Lamar Jackson. He
Oh,
is taking himself as a premier quarterback because of what he did last year with the Ravens, and now he's kind of wanting to hold out on the whole situation. And
okay.
being that he wants to hold out on the Ravens and whatnot, I don't know if they're gonna sit back and watch him play, or they're gonna just let him be and leave him be. I don't know what he's gonna do.
Yeah, and why is he not going to play? Like,
Well,
I
again,
don't understand.
contractual stuff. He wants again. He thinks he should be a higher paid quarterback in the league. You know, and
Oh,
not that he's not worthy of it, but come on, Lamar, you haven't won a Super Bowl yet, man. You know, and he's trying to be like Aaron Rodgers. He's trying to be like Tom Brady, and I like him, but he's not on that level. To me, he's a quintessential to old school Mike Vick. You know what I
okay,
mean? A
okay.
quarterback that can sit in the pocket and when everything breaks down, can step out and run the ball. And he takes the beat. He does a great job there. But I got a message for you this year, Mr. Lamar Jackson. If you plan, you got to come through Tennessee. You got to come through Tennessee to go to Super Bowl. So remember that.
Wow, okay. Yeah, well, you know what? I don't my thing is that I don't I think I don't know if the Ravens are going to sign him. I don't know. If he's acting this way, I don't know. And Mark says that they've won the first preseason game. Did they win it without him or with him?
Yeah, I
I
think he
don't
took
know.
about maybe 3 or 4 snaps. But come on, Mark, you know better than that. You know better than that comment. No, they not playing him. They didn't even have the lineup in. You know, the Bears won the first preseason game over Kansas City, right? So
Yeah, but to me, the pre games are warm ups. When we get into the actual season, yo, Bears, I need y'all to win. Bears.
I tell you, Val, I think after this week, 'cause I think they get 3 preseason. I think after this
Mhm.
week, you'll see the real teams and what they look like. Because that third preseason game is when the starters get more minutes because they're trying to get them ready to go for that first game. So I really think that you'll be able to hone in on, to see exactly what they look like. Again, I like my Bears. I don't think they're going to finish better than third in the division, but I don't even know. And Sean says Kyrie needs to stop trying to smoke all the trees in Central Park. Hey, Stan, and he may need to keep smoking them trees, Stan, and then he'll play. Because if he smoke them trees, he may not know why he's on the court. That can happen.
Can we focus on the game of sports? Can we not make everything political? Please.
I think New York has got municipal going on right now anyway. Because when I was there last time, I seen the hemp truck so down on 42nd Street. What's with that?
I don't and in New York, I believe weed is legal. I mean,
Yeah. Oh, trust me.
medicinal.
Yeah.
It's medicinal.
You walk in Times Square, you think that you sit in the middle of a garden.
Well, the WNBA is in playoffs. So,
Yes.
hey, Miss Coach, what's
Tomorrow
gonna
night.
happen?
Tomorrow night. Hey, get your
Oh,
hat. I wish I had my shirt. I didn't think about it tonight. I would have wore my Chicago Sky hat for my girl right there, Candace, none other than Miss Sweet, Naperville, Illinois, outside of Shottown, baby. Miss Candace Parker come up to the school with a thump on her head when she was little, her and her little brother, Tony P. So that's good, and I'm glad to see she's doing her thing. I think, Val, that the team that the Sky has got to watch out for this year, it's going to probably be Ozzie Wilson and those Las Vegas Aces. I sent you
mm,
a little blurb. Ace was talking crazy to the fans of Vegas, told them she don't care what they doing. Stop. Matter of fact, she told them to shut the Las Vegas Strip down tomorrow night
oh,
and be in the state.
wow.
Yeah, and then she said, I'm calling out the Sky because they played 5 times this year and they're 4-1 against the Sky. So they think that in a 5-game series, they could beat the Sky for the rating this year.
Okay. Wow. And I've been keeping up with their season this year because they were the champions earlier. I mean, and they've make us proud here in Chicago, but I know the commission uh, game. Unfortunately, they lost, but
Right.
yeah. But my thing is that if they continue to play defense as they have been doing, because defense to me wins games across many sports,
Exactly.
they'll definitely have a fighting chance to hold on to their championship status when the playoffs are done. But I'll be rooting for them. Watch out for Vegas. Hey,
Yeah,
the girls
they
in
can go do
Vegas.
something. But as long as Vandersloot can come to play, as long
Hmm.
as Parker can do that, I think that we're going to be okay. My question to you, Val, and some of the people that's there in Chicago, have you been to Allstate Arena yet? Have you seen them in Allstate?
I have not seen them there just yet. I have a I would love to go check them out before the season is up. And Bruce is saying that they play the New York Liberty in the first round. Wow, as a number 2 seed. Okay, I didn't
Yeah,
know
because they
that.
slipped the last 2 games. They slipped to the Las Vegas Aces, so they're number
Okay.
1 and 2. So they'll meet opposite of each other. They're at the bottom, Aces at the top. But we're gonna send the Liberty back home, just like the Bulls sent the Knicks back home back in the day. So
Well, see, they had this person helping them out
Yeah, yeah,
back in the day.
we had a little
It was,
Jordan. Yeah, we had a little Jordan. Now we got a little Parker. Hey, Miss Parker. Then we got Miss Parker in the house.
yeah. So Wintrust Theater, I hate to admit this to you, Coach.
Okay, Wintrust. I
I
don't know why I said okay
literally,
about that Wintrust. Yes,
yes, I literally just found out where Wintrust is in
get out.
Chicago. I now know where
Oh
it
my
is.
God,
I'm very excited.
it's, it's beautiful. That's where DePaul plays all their new games at.
Yeah.
And do
Oh,
you
oh
know
my.
they pack in a bigger crowd than DePaul does?
I didn't know that. And Stan is talking about tell Candace to run back that swimsuit spread she did in Sports Illustrated.
Right.
What?
And that was kind of fire, man. That was kind of fire. But I don't know if I can tell her run it back, man.
Oh no. Oh my gosh. Well, I do like Mr. Springer. Please like and subscribe to the Interludes YouTube channel. We're here having a good time, being motivated by everything. And like I said, I'm going to be rooting for the Sky if for nothing else. Check out the NBA playoff, the WNBA playoffs. They get kicked off this week. Woohoo!
Yes, I mean you got to be
Yay, support the
as
girls.
like Candace said, don't meet me there, beat me there. You know what I'm saying? Because I think that they got a great chance, and for my words, Val, and for promotional purposes only, I'm telling you right now to get on your FanDuel and put Las Vegas and the Chicago Sky in the WNBA championship game, and the Sky wins 3-2 to repeat as back-to-back WNBA champs.
Okay,
And you
I'm
heard it
getting this
from
down in
none
the
other
computer now.
than your man's in them, Coach Tony. Got to tell you how it is.
This
As Mama
this
used to
is
say, how a TI is, right?
yes, and we'll mention again, this is for promotional
Uh,
purposes only.
for promotional purposes only. You got to make sure that you ride right there. So, and Mr. Springer, I love you, man, but, going down to the garden, check them out in the garden, because that's the only time you're going to get a chance to see them back in New York this year, because they're going to be gone. We got the broom. We're bringing the broom with us, Mr. Springer. Bring the broom with us.
Oh my gosh. Interludes is streaming every Tuesday, and tomorrow night. Well, we'll check in now. Mr. Wamble was a little under the weather this tonight, so we weren't able to see him. But tomorrow, it'll be Interludes Extra. It'll be hashtag Wamble Wednesdays. That is showing up every Wednesday at 7 p.m. Central, 8 p.m. Eastern. He will be there, or if he's not there, it'll be
I
me.
will be there. I got to probably call on Coach T. Hey, put me in the game, Val. Put me in the game, Val. Put me in the Hey, what's that cartoon back in the day? Put my grandbaby in the game.
And go ahead and support our Riddles Clean Comedy virtual show. You can get on demand tickets. I'll ask Mr.
I like
Springer to
that.
put it in the chat. Oh, that's funny. You have Mr. Springer cracking up. He's saying, LOL, the broom. Oh,
Right.
boy.
Hey, Val, am I going to see Riddles up on that Paramount Plus soon?
You definitely will. We want to thank Coach Tony for joining us on tonight, and also
Well,
check us out on our YouTube, our Interludes Facebook group. Our Interludes is also on LinkedIn under Pure Lighthouse Media, and then also thank you to Mark Lee. Interludes is on the Pod TV Roku channel. So if you want to become a sponsor on Interludes, go ahead and like and let us know
subscribe.
that. There you go. Subscribe. Never miss an episode. And what's your name, Coach?
Coach Tony doing the sports. Talk on Tuesday with Coach Tony and none other than, what's your name?
Well, my name is Val the Voice Johnson. We want to thank you guys for joining us, and prayerfully everybody will be back next week.
Hey, we rolling right here. Hey, thank you guys. We'll be back. And like Val the Voice said, subscribe because we are interludes.
Yeah, Interludes. And our latest audio podcast will be dropping on tomorrow. We'll be talking new music. And thank you so much, Mr. Springer, for that reminder. If you want to become a future sponsor by booking time with us at linktr.ee/Pure Light Media. I'm Val the Voice. We're out. Peace.
Boom.